Hello everyone, David here. It was my birthday recently, I hit the big 4-0, and as a very nice commiseration present, my friend and fellow bandmate Michael got me this. It's the electric bow, or energy bow if you're feeling particularly whimsical. It's basically a small device that lets you get a lot more sustain on electric guitars. Quick demonstration, it sounds like this. That's it in normal mode. You can also put it onto harmonic mode, and this flips the voltage and lets you cancel out the original note so that all of the other frequencies, the harmonics, can come forward instead, and that sounds like this. That sounds a lot more like kind of feedback from an amp if you had a loud amp next to you as well. And that's actually really cool if you do a lot of home recording like I do, because I don't want to make a lot of noise while I'm recording, and it's difficult to get real feedback. And I also record my guitar parts dry. So using this, I can now get that feedback-like sound on my recordings. Let's talk a little bit about how it works. It's basically got two coils in it, one which acts just like a normal guitar pickup and converts a vibrating metal wire into an electrical signal. It then amplifies that and then sends it through an exciter coil, which in turn makes that string vibrate even more. So it basically listens for what you're playing and then makes that sound louder. It's got two grooves either side of the center, and this lets it just sit on the two strings adjacent to the one you want to amplify. And that's really great because it works on all the center strings, and even the two at the end, the low E and the high E. It means you can kind of hang it off one side, and after you get used to how it feels and you've used it for a while, that's still like quite an easy technique. There are a few different ways to hold it. If we kind of assume you've got your plectrum between your thumb and your first finger, or your thumb and your first and your second, like this, that leaves these two fingers free to reach down and pick up the EBow, use it for a while, and then put it back. You can also hold it in reverse position, sort of holding it this way, a bit like a Hoover, and you can also hold it with your thumb right in between the gap for a very sort of secure hold. But I like it the recommended way, so if you've got your plectrum here, you can reach down and grab the EBow, and I'm getting used to using it like that. In terms of storage, if you're kind of in the middle of a gig or in the middle of a song and suddenly you need your EBow, you can kind of store it any way you would store a slider. In my case, I've stuck a bit of Velcro onto that side of the EBow, and I have a matching bit of Velcro here on my guitar strap. So the idea is I'd leave it there when it's not in use, and then play my song, and then when it gets to the solo and I need my EBow, I can reach up here and grab it. Make sure it's on, of course. And then when I'm done, stick it back on the guitar strap. You get the best results by using the neck pickup, and that's because that's nearer the center of the string and it's kind of easier to make it vibrate there. You can actually put the EBow anywhere along the string and it should technically make it vibrate, but you get the loudest noise by putting it near the hot spot of the pickup, and every pickup kind of has this hot spot area where the EBow will sound the loudest. Humbuckers actually have two and a kind of dead spot in the middle. You can use it with your bridge pickup. It sounds a lot more trebly, and it's a little harder to make it amplify the noise, but it does still work. So there's a few different techniques you can use with the EBow. Typically I use it for sustain, but if you want to control how much you're sustaining the note, you can actually lift one side of it off, and this is called rocking. And you can achieve a similar effect by gliding, so just sliding the EBow away from the hot spot of the guitar pickup. That lets you reduce the amount of sustain. There's also an effect called Spiccato, where you kind of strike down with the EBow and hit the strings. And I think this is pretty cool, but it does create a lot of noise, so it's probably difficult to use it very effectively, although you might reduce some of that by just rolling back on the tone control on your guitar, or controlling it somehow with effects. Also, you can play arpeggios by sliding the EBow up and down the strings. They recommend in the instruction manual that you don't actually lift the EBow off the guitar strings, you just allow it to smoothly stride over them. But I find, again, that's very noisy, very difficult to control. But if you want to see someone who is using the EBow in all manner of ways, I recommend you check out Phil Keaggy's video on YouTube. I'll provide a link up here, because he uses the EBow in various imaginative ways, and it sounds great. I think with my setup and my sounds, it's difficult to kind of tame some of these scratchy and trebly noises. Okay, so there you go. That's a quick rundown of the EBow, what it does and how it works. I wanted to record a test song for this video, so let's get started with that. It's the Halo theme. If you are a gamer, I'm sure you know this, and even if you're not, you've probably still heard it. So this is my rendition using the EBow, and it's called ELO. Let's go. So there you go. I think I'll be using this little device in the future. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, then leave me a like, and you can help me out by subscribing to my channel as well. Okay, see you next time.